Good morning, traders from sunny Sydney. And right, it is Monday, the 14th of December. So take note of that because things are going to start to get a bit thin and a bit whippy in the market. Now, traditionally, this time of the year, everyone's sort of trying to look to put their feet up, relax a bit, not trade too much. Any guys out there, the big guys out there, they've either made their money or they lost their money. It's coming up to the end of the year for a lot of people. So you do get these holiday markets trading. Now, strangely enough, this week's going to be slightly different, just due to a tiny little thing called the FOMC. And it's something that a few people have been waiting for just a little bit of time. So that is going to be a massive focus on the week. If anything, I think what's going on there and the whole expectation, and I don't need to go over it, you've heard it for the last God knows how many months, about 9, it'll actually make the markets even more illiquid around that event. So we're all focusing on Thursday. We're all waiting to see what's going to happen. I believe that everyone's got their positions as they want them at the moment, and as you can see from the dollar index, right, we're nicely back off from 100, but still it's in that upward. It's up the top end of its recent range. I think everyone's positioned nicely, and now we're just waiting to see what the Fed does to us. Of course, in the meantime, there's going to be a few other bits and bobs coming out. You will get some whippy moves in the market, but it will be a little bit sort of erratic. Anyway. That's probably more of a weekly review coming up, but I'll go into that when I do a week preview later on in the day. For us today, it's going to be very, very quiet in Australia and in Asia. As you can see, not too much going through the markets at the moment. Maybe another little push to the downside to take some stops out under this trend line at the moment in the Aussie. Kiwi's pretty much mid-range. Sterling and Euro, I don't anticipate seeing too much from those puppies. And here's dollar yen. I actually just left this trend line in just to show sort of the relevance. So bang, got a nice little break through to the downside, and then look where it stopped, back up at that trend line. So just a little bit of coaching there. Always helpful to keep that trend line in for a few sessions anyway, because it will give you that retrace level. Tankan out of Japan today. That's the only real data we've got in Asia. Now, Tankan used to be massive. 5-10 years ago, everyone was focused on it, and dollar yen would move 50 or 60 points. Doesn't have such an impact anymore, but well worth keeping an eye on. That's 10:50 a.m. Sydney time this morning. Forecast for the index is the manufacturing index is 11, and non-manufacturing index is 23. Previously, they were 12 and 25 respectively. So they're sort of saying things are pretty much stable, and if you've been listening to a lot of the Japanese, the MOF, the BOJ, then they're sort of happy with what's going on. So if anything, maybe a small step up in that. Can't see it affecting dollar yen too much. Apart from that, it's going to be very quiet. Wait for your levels. We've been through that holiday markets thing again. I'll be whipping out an email on that at some point this week and probably distributing it further across the field, because not everyone takes this into consideration. But you will get quicker, faster moves, but there's less liquidity. That's why it's happening. So you've got to adjust your trading style for it. So just drop your trade size, give yourself a little bit more room, but also look for more points on your take profit. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you soon. And any queries, of course, just hit us in the live trade zone. Cheers.